Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 5, Chapter 51. The Daily Diet. Rotarians in India have a greater responsibility than in other countries, for this country is from very ancient times, striving to become a karma bhumi, a yoga bhumi, and a tyaga bhumi. It has been endeavoring to justify its description by sages and seers as the land of dedicated activity, of self-control and self-knowledge, and of renunciation. In fact, thousands of years ago, the rishis instructed the people of this land that immortality can be won not by the cultivation of scholarship, or the fulfillment of the obligations of a householder's life, or by the accumulation of wealth as a means of a pleasure-filled life, but only by renunciation, tyaga. It is said in the scriptures that even gods are anxious to get born in this land so that they may engage in acts of beneficence. That is why it is called a karma bhumi. The science of mind control called yoga has been developed here since ancient times, and thousands in every age have practiced it with success until they have achieved its fruits, self-realization. One result of this self-realization has been the recognition of everyone else as but the reflection of oneself, the true basis of the unity of mankind. Living in such an ancient land, in the midst of a people whose minds are suffused with these ideals and aspirations, Rotarians will find their activities welcomed here more than anywhere else. The lesson that Sanatana Dharma has been holding forth is the unity of all created beings, of all sections of human community, in one cosmic body which is God. Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, Vasudeva Sarvam Midham. The query, who belongs to whom, is alien to Indian thought. Each belongs to all belongs to one. This has been the daily diet of India since the beginning of time. The world is the temple of God. When someone suffers from acute stomach pain, his eyes exude tears. For there is one consciousness pervading and activating all parts of the body and producing appropriate reactions everywhere. Similarly, the world too is just one body, and pain everywhere naturally affects other parts. No single part can rejoice when another part, however distant, however insignificant, is in pain. I find that you use the word antarjatiya for indicating that there is an international body. Antar or inter shows that yours is an interconnection, and antar or inner link, a wire that supplies current to all. An inner motivator which operates and oversees every part or limb, not only in the body, the dwelling place of the individual, but in the world, which is the temple of God. The Lord has declared in the Gita that He is Sarvabhuta Antaratma, the inner reality of all beings. Try to be ever in the awareness of this unity in God. This is the one truth that has to be seen, experienced and announced. This is the soundest basis for individual and social life. This will serve as an unshakable foundation for your international outlook. I asked your president what the ideal of Rotary International was, and he told me that it was, in one word, Paropakaram, doing good to others. For this ideal, India is a very congenial country, since you will find willing cooperation from the people and plentiful opportunities for exercising the talent, the skill, and the urge for doing good to others and helping others. But I would like to remind you that there are no para, others, to receive the upakaram, favor from you. The para persons are your own, your very selves. All are waves heaving and falling, rolling and receding on the ocean of which they are integral parts. Therefore, who can help whom? Who does whom a favor? Whose is the helping hand? All help is to oneself from oneself. The pain that another suffers from, which you seek to assuage, is really your own pain. When you stop his pain, it is your pain that stops. Service can be effective only when the feeling of I and mine give place to God and God's. It is only when your attention is monopolized by the body and its needs that egoism will grow in strength. When you direct your attention to the Antaratma, inner self, which is God, then you will find the same God in all, and a flood of reverence fills you and fertilizes every act of yours. Sadhana is needed for redirecting the attention from the Deha to the Dehi, body to the soul. Non-dual attitude will make service more fruitful. All beings are as flowers that bloom and fade before the day is over. But, like this garland you offered me when I came amidst you, they are strung on one eternal, indestructible thread, the sutra that is called Brahman. Establish this Bhava Advaitam, non-dual attitude in your mind. It will render your service more enjoyable, more fruitful, more sweet and pleasant to the recipient. Without this attitude, Paropakaram becomes help, doled out to lesser men and poorer folk by superior persons. All such help will be suspected and resented. It is contamined at the source as well as the destination. Of course, one should not treat all equally, have the same prescription for all. Serve each according to the specific need and capacity to benefit by the help. The Antaratma is the same in all, but you should not give a knife into the hands of a madman, or a gold necklace to a child. The child will cast it away, the man may gash someone's throat. Feel the sorrow of others as your own. The most precious possession is mental equanimity. It is the one thing you cannot give, even if you have it. Each has to acquire it the hard way, but you can enlighten people on the disciplines through which mental equanimity can be gained, and Shanti can be won. It cannot be earned through a higher standard of life, bush shirts, transistors, sofas, air conditioners, etc. It cannot be got through riches, through the acquisition of power and authority, through developing physical strength and endurance. When you plan for service, remember this estimate of comparative values: the rich, the healthy, the strong, the powerful, the influential, all are afflicted with discontent, worry, fear, and anxiety. They have no peace of mind. Shanti comes from within. Contentment is a mental condition. Do not feed the roots of attachment to worldly comforts. More than is absolutely necessary. They lead only to anxiety and fear. They can never satisfy the innermost craving of man. Lead them into the path of devotion and dedication. For them, that will be the path of contentment and joy. Emphasize the universal Atma Tattvam, essential nature of the self. Encourage prayer, meditation, quiet contemplation of the grandeur and glory of God, reflected in nature, repetition of the name of the Lord. Encourage silence and solitude for the sake of introspection and contact with the springs of joy inherent in man. You are all educated persons, experienced in many fields of activity, equipped with many skills and capabilities. You are animated by genuine enthusiasm to help others. You are encouraged by the example of other clubs to take up many schemes which may benefit the community. These are great assets. Heart has to meet heart so that service may succeed. Speak soft and sweet, be soft and sweet. Speak with sympathy and with no pretense, no artificiality. Keep away from impure listening, impure acts, impure words, impure thoughts. Everything that contamines the will to serve and the skill to serve. I am glad you gave me this chance to share with you your Anandam. I am glad I got this chance to share my Anandam with you. I hope and bless that you will feel the sorrow of others as your own and strive to diminish it. I hope and bless that you will feel the happiness of others as your own and strive to share it and increase it. Hindupur, Rotary Club, November 4th, 1965. Everything is held together by God's strength. God is present everywhere. You are only a means through which God is seeing everyone in this world. You are only imagining that you are seeing with your eyes. But you are, in fact, seeing with God's eyes. First thing to do is to find who you are. Shri Sathya Sai Baba.